ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். In our Sri Vaishnava Guru Paramparai, after Alavandar, we have Periya Nambi, Mahapurna as the presiding Acharya. Let us enjoy his life and glories a little bit today. Periya Nambi was born in Sri Rangam. He is also popularly known as Mahapurna, Purnacharya and Parangusha Dasa. He was a direct disciple of Alavandar Yamunacharya, and he also had many disciples himself. எம்பெருமானார் ராமானுஜர், மலைக்குனியன் என்றார், அணி அரங்கத் தமுதனார் பிள்ளை are a few of his disciples. Alavandar was living in Sri Rangam, establishing our Sampradayam firmly and making it flourish. He had many disciples. 5 of them were considered to be the prime disciples: Periya Nambi, Tirukkoštiyur Nambi, Periya Thirumalai Nambi, Thirumalai Aandan, and Alvar Thiruvaranga Perumal Arayar. These 5 disciples were always with Alavandar and helping him in all his Sampradaya Kainkaryams. Alavandar desired to bring Ramanuja into our Sampradayam, and Ramanuja too desired to become a disciple of Alavandar. Unfortunately, when Ramanuja tried to come to Sri Rangam and become a disciple of Alavandar, it did not end up successful for him. Just when he arrived in Sri Rangam, Alavandar had left his divine body and ascended to Paramapadam. Feeling very upset, Ramanuja worships the divine final form of Alavandar, vows to fulfill his desires, that is, fulfill Alavandar's desires, to bring our Sampradayam to great heights, and returns to Kanchipuram. After Alavandar ascending to Paramapadam, Periya Nambi presides over the Sampradayam, and the Sri Vaishnavas in Sri Rangam request Periya Nambi to go to Kanchipuram and bring Ramanuja to Sri Rangam and also perform Panchasamskaram for him. While Periya Nambi agrees to that proposal and starts leaving to Kanchipuram, at the same time in Kanchipuram, Deva Perumal, that is Varadaraja Bhagavan, through Tirukkachi Nambi Kanchipurna, gives 6 instructions to Ramanuja on the important concepts, principles of our Sampradayam. The 6th instruction is to accept a complete Acharya, that is Purnacharya, who is Periya Nambi. Ramanuja, following that order, at once leaves towards Sri Rangam. By the divine will of Bhagavan, Periya Nambi and Ramanuja meet at Madhurantakam. There Periya Nambi immediately performs Panchasamskaram for Ramanuja, and they both reach Kanchipuram from there. Periya Nambi resides in Kanchipuram for some time, teaches the Sampradayam principles to Ramanuja and returns to Sri Rangam. Soon after, Sri Ranganatha, wanting to have Ramanuja with him in Sri Rangam, sends Alvar Thiruvaranga Perumal Arayar to Kanchipuram to bring Ramanuja to Srirangam. This way, Ramanuja reaches Srirangam, and by the grace of Sri Ranganatha and by the order of Sri Ranganatha, he resides in Srirangam then after. During his stay in Srirangam, he takes the guidance of Periya Nambi fully and has great respect for Periya Nambi. Periya Nambi too, just as he has great love and attachment towards his Acharya, Alavandar, he also had great respect and love towards Ramanuja. An interesting incident happens in their lives. Once when Ramanuja was walking on the streets of Srirangam along with all his disciples, Periya Nambi comes from the opposite direction, and as soon as Periya Nambi sees Ramanuja's Goshti, he offers full obeisances to Ramanuja. And when everyone asked, why are you worshipping? Why are you offering obeisances to your own disciple? Periya Nambi said, I see Alavandar in Ramanuja. So Periya Nambi fully understood the greatness of Emperumanar and appreciated him. Periya Nambi was also having many auspicious qualities and had total faith in Ramanuja's abilities in bringing our Sampradayam everywhere. He also manifested an important quality of a Sri Vaishnava. A Sri Vaishnava, when he looks at another Sri Vaishnava, even if it is his own child or disciple, that Sri Vaishnava only should see the qualities of the other person and respect him for those good qualities instead of considering him just as a son or a disciple. This is a great quality which is seen in Sri Vaishnava tradition. Even elder Sri Vaishnavas address younger Sri Vaishnavas with respect. This quality was greatly manifested by Periya Nambi. A beautiful incident happens in Periya Nambi's life, which is an eye-opener for all of us. There was a disciple of Alavandar named Maraner Nambi. He was born in Shudra Varna. He was a great disciple of Alavandar, very sincerely devoted to Bhagavan and Acharya. During his final days, he calls upon Periya Nambi and requests Periya Nambi that his final divine body should not be given to his relatives who were not Vaishnavas yet. Rather, all the final rites should be done by Periya Nambi only. Periya Nambi accepts that, and once Maraner Nambi left his divine body and ascended to Paramapadam, Periya Nambi performed all the final rites for him. This created a buzz in the community. All the Sri Vaishnavas in Srirangam were puzzled that being a Brahmanottama, Periya Nambi performed the final rites of Maraner Nambi. They all went and complained to Ramanuja. Ramanuja wanted to make them all understand the greatness of Periya Nambi through his own words, he goes to Periya Nambi and offers obeisances. And he asks Periya Nambi why he did that. Periya Nambi at once says, Nammalvar said in Nedumar Kadimai and Pailum Shuduroli Dashakams that one should have great reverence for Bhagavatas and one should do Kainkaryam for other Bhagavatas and devotees of Bhagavan. Sri Rama performed the final rites for a bird, Jatayu. So there is nothing wrong in what I have done. It is perfectly in line with Shastram, said Periya Nambi. Hearing this, Ramanuja became very pleased and told everyone, this is the real meaning of our Sampradayam. This is the real principle we all need to follow. And everyone agreed with respect. This shows the greatness of Periya Nambi in respecting other Bhagavatas. We will also see another incident where he demonstrated great compassion. There was a Saiva king, a devotee of Shiva, who was a king, who wanted to declare the supremacy of Shiva over Vishnu. He summoned Ramanuja to his court, but in place of Ramanuja, it was Kuresha, Kuratalvan, Periya Nambi and Periya Nambi's daughter Atulai went to the court. When the king highlighted what he wanted to say, Kuratalvan refutes all his arguments, establishes through Shastram that Vishnu is the supreme God. Becoming angry, the king asks his soldiers to pluck the eyes of both Kuratalvan and Periya Nambi. Kuratalvan plucks his own eyes, saying that he doesn't want to see anyone anymore after seeing that king. But Periya Nambi's eyes were plucked by the soldiers. They were driven out of the palace and they were returning to Srirangam. On the way, due to his old age and the suffering inflicted upon him, Periya Nambi decides to give up his life and ascend to Paramapadam. He was lying on the ground. They were not too far from Srirangam, and Kuratalvan tells, please hold on to your breath. Let us reach Srirangam and you can ascend to Paramapadam from there. But Periya Nambi says, no, that is not correct. A Sri Vaishnava, wherever he is, if he gives up his life, if he was true to his Acharya and Bhagavan, he will certainly ascend to Paramapadam. There is no restriction on one being present in Srirangam or any other holy place to ascend to Paramapadam. Establishing this fact and principle, he at once ascends to Paramapadam. In this way, we have seen the life and glories of Periya Nambi a little bit, a glimpse of it. Alvar Emberumanar Jiyar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam, Jiyar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam.
Please download our Koil KOYIL app from Google Play Store or Apple App Store to listen to or download Upanyasams like these. Our website portal is koyil.org, koil.org.